interesting thing I did a few years ago is I also worked on a human site. So those were bones that were just a few thousand years old, but still, that's pretty old, older than the big, Egyptian civilizations and so on. We excavated those a little further south in a country called Niger, a landlocked country in Africa. There was a different kind of experience because you're digging up members of your own species, right? And so I remember on my first evening at the site, most of the other people on the team had already been to the site. And so on my first evening, it was completely dark. I was just shining my light down on the sand, and I saw a little white thing sticking out of the sand. And I realized that this was part of human foot. And so the next day I started excavating it, and it was the skeleton of a man in a kind of a little bit like a thinker pose, vaguely, with filed teeth. It was really the first one they had found with filed teeth. And that was a special moment because you look at this skeleton and you kind of go like, who was this man? Why did he have filed teeth? All of the skeleton finds had names we would give them, so we would differentiate them. And this one we called Halloween Man, because he was found on Halloween. Actually, it was Halloween when I excavated him, and he had this pretty scary thing with the filed teeth. And I was just looking at this skull, and that was a different kind of experience, right? Because this is a person with thoughts and feelings just like the ones you're experiencing, and so that was also an interesting moment. And I ended up bringing some of these remains back to the United States, which is a whole other story, but that's how I ended up on one of my flights with a human skull in my backpack going through airports around the world. So that was fun.
In lots of protective stuff, or just slung in the backpack?
It was an interesting experience. I traveled, I don't know if I should even reveal what European capital it was, but I traveled to one airport in Europe where they asked me, what is this? They couldn't really tell because it was actually wrapped in, and so they said, what is this big thing in your backpack? And I said, it's a human head / skull, right? And they were just like, okay, next. And I was like, okay, grab my backpack. I think they just didn't believe me, and maybe they just thought it was a bad joke. But then when I arrived in Detroit, that took longer. And they were just like, they were nice and everything, but I missed my connecting flight to Chicago because they first had to call up some place that deals with the, bringing in human remains into the United States. And it was late in the evening. And so that was a little more complicated. But those are some of the moments, you experience where you kind of go like, how did I end up in this situation?
Thanks for watching that clip. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and check out the full episode. All links are in the description. Be nice, be happy, be cool.